think I figured something out about cleaning. Something that has been a little bit life-changing for me, and I wanted to share it with you. If you haven't met me yet, my name is Issa and I am making a coffee right now because my energy is pretty low today. And if I'm honest, I've been pretty low on spoons lately. And I always find a warm, relaxing drink just seems to make me feel a little bit better. Anyway, I know that so many of you are dealing with chronic fatigue, neurodivergence, mental health difficulties, or just how exhausting life can be. And because I struggle with some of those things too, I have had to completely redesign how I think about cleaning. I used to try and follow these really strict weekly cleaning schedules, and although they do work and they can be life-saving if you struggle with executive dysfunction, but I have found that after a difficult year, I'm just feeling a little bit burnt out by having to do so much. This year has felt like a constant cycle of trying really hard and then feeling like a failure. So I came up with something a little bit gentler. Something that actually respects my need for rest, but still gives me that sense of peace you get from a tidy space. It's still an index card system, and it is still based on the FlyLady and the Sidetracked Home Executive method, but it is a little bit different, and it has genuinely changed my relationship with my home. So you can forget those intense weekly schedules. Today I'm going to show you how I set up this simple, guilt-free system that will give you a tidy home and time to rest too. So while I do a few of my daily chores, let's talk about the real problem here. It's not the mess itself, right? It's the guilt. It's that nagging voice in your head that says you're failing if your house isn't spotless all the time. We've kind of been sold this idea that a perfect home comes from constant intense effort. We see influencers with their perfect white kitchens, and we see those week-long deep cleaning videos, and we feel like we have to match that energy. I mean, I'm guilty of making those videos myself. But that expectation is a trap, and it just leads to burnout and feeling like you are always behind. This is what I've started to call hustle culture cleaning. It's this idea that our worth is tied to how productive we are, even in our own homes. The pressure to have a Pinterest perfect house can feel like a second job that just steals our weekends and our energy. And for those who are neurodivergent or have a chronic illness or are just low on spoons, that model isn't just hard, it's impossible. It ignores the fact that our energy is a limited resource, and trying to keep up with that standard is a recipe for disaster. It's this cycle of pushing too hard, crashing and feeling guilty about the mess, and then trying to start all over again. And it's time to break that cycle. It is time for a system that puts our well-being first. And the goal here, as always, is progress, not perfection. So this is where the card system comes in, but with a twist. Many of you know we've tried the FlyLady system, and I do love how she breaks the house into zones for deep cleaning. But for many of us, even cleaning a new zone every single week can feel like too much. My new system adapts that idea into something a little bit gentler and more sustainable, and that's by focusing on just one zone for the entire month. So instead of trying to deep clean a new area every single week, I'm just going to focus on one. For example, January is the kitchen, and February is the main living area, March is for the bedrooms, and so on. And by stretching the deep cleaning for one area over a whole month, you take away the urgency and the pressure. You might only get to 3 or 4 deep cleaning tasks for that zone for the whole month, but that's perfectly okay. The goal is steady, low-effort progress, not some overnight transformation. This approach is basically anti-hustle. It's built on rest and being kind to yourself. It's neurodivergent-friendly because it uses visual tactile cards to get the to-do list out of your head, and I have found that this helps so much with executive dysfunction. And then it's also built around the idea of spoon theory, where you can pick tasks based on the energy you actually have, without any guilt. On a low energy day, maybe you do nothing from the deep clean list. On a day with more energy, you might pull out a card and tackle a 15-minute task. The system is about making your home work for you and not the other way round. So let's get practical. Building your card box is the first step. You'll just need a few simple things. Any index card box will do. I upgraded to this wooden one last year and I still love it. I have also decided to make my own cards and print them out. And if you like them, I'll tell you at the end of the video where you can download the cards so that you can print your own. But also any index cards you can find from any shop works too. And that's one of the nice things about this system. It can be really inexpensive to set up. And once you have your box, replacement index cards are really cheap. I also bought dividers last year that were made of plastic, which means they're reusable, which I'm so glad for because I can just clean them and reuse them. So right at the front of the box, we're going to put the tasks that make the biggest difference. These are the small things that stop the chaos from taking over. And I'm splitting this into 2 sections, which means 2 dividers. And on one divider I'm writing daily tasks and the other is for weekly tasks. Then first, your daily reset cards. These aren't really cleaning as such, they're just about resetting your space daily. I wouldn't recommend putting more than 5 to 7 cards in here, and these are tasks that should only really take a couple of minutes each. And that's things like make the bed, if that's something that you like to do, or doing 1 load of dishes, wiping the kitchen counters, do a load of laundry, maybe a 5-minute tidy where you set a timer and just put a few things away. I also have doing a quick vacuum daily as well because of our pets. And the idea is to do these daily. It is inspired by the FlyLady principle of starting the day with a shiny sink. It just helps you create a bit of momentum and keeps your home running smoothly from day to day. Then our second section, the weekly tasks, this is loosely based on the FlyLady weekly home blessing. These are slightly bigger jobs that you do about once a week. I have decided not to assign these tasks to a particular day or time, although the chances are most of the time I'll set a timer for an hour once a week and get as many of them done in that time. But this is things like dusting, mopping the main floors, changing bedding, grocery shopping, any of the tasks that you feel you need to do about once a week. Having these at the front creates a simple, repeatable rhythm for keeping the house going. Now for the heart of the system. Behind your daily and weekly cards, there'll be 12 monthly dividers, 1 for each month, and then just assign a zone of your house to each month. This is just an example and you should definitely customize it to your own home. But I have January is the kitchen, February is hallway, March is office, April is living room, and then May is the kitchen again, June is the bedrooms, July is the office again, August is the living room again, September is the kitchen again, October is the hallway again, then November living room again, and December bedrooms again. The key is to divide your home into zones and decide how often you need to deep clean each zone. So I've decided to deep clean the kitchen 3 times a year, but the bedroom's only twice, and that's just because the kitchen is a whole lot messier. Your home might be different, so make sure you tailor your zones to how often you need to clean them and for what works best for you. And then in each monthly section, you create cards for the deep cleaning tasks for that zone. So for January's kitchen zone, your cards might be deep clean the microwave or wipe down all the cabinet fronts. Things like clean out the refrigerator, although I've got that down as something I want to do every month. But it's basically any task that you think you need to do in a deep clean. The great thing is you have the entire month to do these things. So on a day when you have some energy, you can pull a card, set a timer for however long you think you need, and just do that one thing. If you don't finish, it's okay, you've made progress. It's good enough for now. And if you miss a week or a few days, the card just stays there waiting without any judgment. There is no getting behind. And before we move on, I would love to know what your most dreaded cleaning task is. For me, it is cleaning the oven. Let me know yours in the comments below. It really helps to know that we're not alone in these things. Finally, you need to get another divider and make a section called Future Projects or Someday. And this is for the bigger things or the more occasional things. Things like maybe organising the garage or sorting through old paperwork. I actually learnt this idea from Pam Young and Peggy Jones, who created the Sidetracked Home Executive method, and they're the people that FlyLady learnt a lot from. But it's about having a place to put those bigger ideas, to get them out of your head without feeling like you have to do them right now. And we can talk more about this section in future videos. So what does this actually look like on a day when your spoons are low? You wake up, you look at your daily reset cards, you decide you only have the energy for 3 of them. You make the bed and wipe the counter while your coffee is brewing. That's it. You've made progress. And you've honoured your energy levels. There's 0 guilt. Later in the day, you might get a small burst of energy and it's January, so you're in the kitchen zone. So you go to your card box again and flip to January and look at your tasks. If cleaning the oven feels like way too much today, but deep cleaning the microwave feels doable, then you pull that card out. And at this point, you can either use timers or just do the task till it's done. I tend to give myself about 15 minutes for a task, and I get as much done as I can before the timer goes off. And if the timer goes off before you're finished, you can either stop and feel good about the progress you made, or spend another 5 minutes to finish it. The system is flexible. Then when you're done, you move that microwave card to the back of the January section and flip it so that it's facing away from you. Then you have visible proof of what you did, which feels really good. And then for the rest of the day, you don't have to think about cleaning at all. You did your part and it was enough. So this card system is more than just about cleaning. It's about giving yourself grace. It's about being kind to yourself in a world that tells us we should always be doing more. And by shifting from intense weekly sprints to a slow, gentle monthly focus, you get some of your time and energy back. And you can have a home that feels good enough without making yourself miserable to get there. It is always about progress, not perfection. I have a free downloadable template with all of these task ideas on that you can print out and make your own cards. That's available on my Patreon, and you can get that by having a free membership there, so you don't have to worry about paying for anything. I'll also try and pop it on my website with all of these task ideas, including blank cards too, so that you can print out and make your own if you want to. The links will be below in the description. Thank you so much for watching today. If this idea resonated with you, then please do subscribe for more anti-hustle home systems. And let me leave you with a question. Which zone in your house would you be most excited to tackle with this new pressure-free approach? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear them. Remember to be kind to yourself, and I will see you in the next video. I hope you have a lovely day.